Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we are going to be continuing on with our Java programming tutorial series, and in this tutorial we are going to be covering what's called the ternary operator. Now, I said in this video we'd be covering loops, but ternary operators are also very important, and they are used in conditionals, so I'm making this video about that instead of loops. Loops will be in the next video, I promise you that. Because the ternary operator, well, it's a type of conditional operator, but it's a little bit different than you might expect. So yeah, let's get started, shall we? Now, what are the ternary operators? Well, the ternary operators are a colon and a question mark. You might be wondering, okay, but we used a colon in our switch statement, so is it a ternary operator there? No. So a good use case for a ternary operator is when you want to assign a condition. Well, when you want to assign a value to a variable conditionally, you could use if-else and that kind of thing, and that kind of stuff to do that. But if you only have two possible outcomes, if something equates to true or if something equates to false, no third option, then usually a ternary operator is a good opportunity, as long as it's a shorter condition. So let's go ahead and demonstrate this. So if we go into our code, you can see here, let's go ahead and type in int age. We're going to set this equal to 21. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to define a Boolean that will be true if you're old enough to drink. And if you're not old enough to drink, then then it'll equate. Basically, if you're old enough to drink, true. Not old enough, false. Now, keep in mind this is of U.S. standards. I know that it's different in other countries, but in the United States, we're gonna stick with 21. You can change this to be whatever your country's drinking age is, or you could even use a different example. But this is the example I'm going to be using. So now let's create that Boolean. So Boolean is old enough to drink. And here's where we start using the ternary operators. So first thing is we give our condition. So age. Well, actually, this isn't even going to be a Boolean. This will be a string. Let's do that. So string, and we'll say, we'll call this validation message. So if the age is greater than or equal to 21. And here's where we put our question mark, which is going to be our first ternary operator in this. So question mark. This says, okay, evaluate this condition. If it's true, then we give this a value of you are old enough to drink. And then we have our else condition, or our else part of this, which we define with a colon. And then to the right of that colon, we want to give our string its false assignment. So in this case, we're going to say you are not old enough to drink. right? And then we put a semicolon at the end. So let's go over this. We have an integer called age, and we have it set to 21. We have our string called validation message, and we set the value dynamically using ternary operators by saying if the age is greater than or equal to 21, we want to give it the value of you are old enough to drink. Otherwise, with our colon, we want to give it the value of you are not old enough to drink. So let's go ahead and system out println, and we'll say validation message, just like that. And we can go ahead and save it and run it. You can see we get you are old enough to drink because age is 21. But what if we change this to, say, 15, right? With that, we can save it and run it, and we should get you are not old enough to drink because, well, 15 is less than 21. Now, you could assign a variable, a value, any type of variable, really. You can assign any type of variable something dynamically using a ternary operator. It doesn't have to be a string. You can do an int, a double, a float, whatever. But in this example, this is what it's going to be. You could do it with a Boolean, but that's kind of counterintuitive. So yeah, that basically does it for the ternary operators. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one. See ya.